Dear students, in this video we are going to discuss about the 5 R's of waste management, that is refuse, reduce, reuse, recycle and repurpose. But before we jump to the main topic, let us just try to find out that what do we actually mean by this term waste? What is this waste all about? Waste is any substance which is discarded after its primary use. Any substance which is discarded after its primary use. For example, the case of wrappers and containers. Most of the materials that we use these days, they come wrapped in a wrapper. You get that thing, you use the material inside and you throw away the wrappers. Now that wrapper is a waste because its primary use is over now. Similarly, the case with containers. One more example. We get cold drink from the market, usually in a plastic bottle. Then we consume the cold drink part, and the empty plastic bottle, the container part, is of no use to us. That is discarded and thrown away. That becomes a waste. Same is the case with use and throw pens. Once it is over, we throw that pen. That becomes a waste. So anything that is discarded after its primary use is a waste. Or it may be something which was once useful to us, but now it is worthless for us. For example, our old clothes. Once we were using that good, now it's of no use to us, then it is a waste. For example, the toys that we used to use during our childhood, we were very fond of those toys, but now we don't like it. That becomes a waste. So anything which is worthless for us is a waste. Or it may be even something which is defective. It is basically with electronic waste. Or it may be something broken chair, broken tables, anything. For example, the CFL, the LED bulb at your home, once they become defective, it becomes a waste. The keyboards, monitors, headphones, every electronic waste that is defective, every electronic item that becomes defective becomes a waste for us. So waste is any substance which is discarded after its primary use or is worthless or it becomes defective and is of no use to us. Having understood the definition of waste, now let us just try to find out that what is this waste made up of? What is the material inside the waste? Waste could be anything. It could be made up of anything. For example, glass waste, the broken glass items at your home, the mirrors, jars, etc. Glass waste. It could be paper waste, old notebooks, newspaper, old books, anything. It could be some electronic waste as we have discussed. When it is defective, it's of no use to us. We discard it and it becomes a waste. And the major culprit, the plastic one, that forms the bulk of our waste, the plastic items. The bottles, the containers, the broken things, all things made up of plastic, that forms the bulk of our waste. And lastly, the organic waste, any waste that comes from plant and animal source, that has an origin in plant and animal, that is organic source, that is organic in nature. The leftover part in the kitchen, all is organic waste, the agricultural waste. So we have got 5 categories of waste based on material origin. Similarly, there is one more way to classify waste, and that is based on the nature of the waste. That is based on the nature of the waste. Based on nature, we have got two kinds of waste. The first one is biodegradable waste. Biodegradable waste. Now, as the name suggests, these waste can be decomposed. These waste can be decomposed, they can be broken down by the action of decomposers. They can be decomposed. Decomposed how? They can be decomposed by the action of microorganism called decomposers. They can be broken down into simpler forms, simpler harmless forms. The source of these waste, as I have already discussed, is always plant and animal. They have a source in plant and animal. They come from plant and animal parts. For example, paper, it's a biodegradable waste that comes through plants. Leather, anything. Now, they are natural. Biodegradable waste, biodegradable material, they are natural. They do not harm the environment, and they can be easily decomposed by the action of decomposers. That's why they do not create so much of nuisance. On the other hand, we have got one more kind of waste, that is non-biodegradable. Non-biodegradable. As the name suggests, these waste cannot be decomposed by the action of decomposers. They cannot be decomposed. They cannot be decomposed into simpler form by the action of decomposers. They are harmful to the environment. They cause pollution. Then these waste are artificially synthesized. They are man-made. They are man-made waste. The most common example is plastic, the main culprit. So, we have seen that there is one more way to classify waste. Now, coming back to the main topic. Now, this is the common sight these days, isn't it? You come across this sight daily. Near your school, in your locality, anywhere. This is a common sight nowadays. Why is it so? Why is there so much of waste nowadays? The question arises, why is there so much of waste nowadays? The simple answer is there, because of increasing population. With ever increasing population day by day, the demand for goods, the demand for different materials is increasing. We are using more and more products, more and more materials, and as we are using more and more items, we are generating more and more waste. So the basic reason behind is the increase in population. Now, from the same diagram, you must be observing one more thing, that out of all the waste generated, most of the weight is of plastic. Most of the waste is non-biodegradable. It basically consists of plastic. Most of them are plastic waste. Now, Again one more question arises. In earlier times were there no waste? क्या तब वेस्ट नहीं था? Yes, there was waste, but we were not using plastic that time. Most of the waste generated during that time was biodegradable. First thing, that there was less population, so there was less amount of waste. And second thing, and that too, that less amount of waste was biodegradable. मिट्टी के बर्तन होते थे and all those things. So all the waste generated, they were decomposed easily. But nowadays most of the waste are non-biodegradable, basically of plastic nature. So it is difficult to tackle them. So what could be done for this? हम वेस्ट के लिए क्या कर सकते हैं? The pertinent question arises. We can do waste management. This is one option. Fine. What is this waste management? Waste management includes the activities and actions required to manage waste from its inception, that means from its origin, जहाँ से वो start हुआ, to its final disposal. This includes the collection, the transport, treatment and disposal of the waste. And this is being done, you must have observed, this is being done. But all these steps, if we do all these steps, that consumes a lot of energy, that consumes a lot of time as well. So is there any way out? Is there any solution to this if we don't do this waste management, this traditional method of waste management? Can we do something else? Yes, we can do. We can apply 5 R's of waste management, the 5 R principle of waste management. By applying the 5 R's principle of waste management, what will we achieve? What will we get? We will minimize the amount of waste produced. We cannot 100% stop the production of waste, but at least we can minimize the amount of waste produced. So if there is less amount of waste production, then obviously there will be less requirement to dispose it off, to treat it. So what are those 5 R's? The first R is refuse, the second one is reduce, reuse, recycle, repurpose. There are 5 R's of waste management. Now the next question arises, how to use these 5 R's, how to apply these 5 R's in our daily life. How can we apply that? Can we apply it in random fashion, or is there any order for that? Yes, there is order for that. First, we need to start with refuse. We need to start with refuse. The very first thing. Refuse anything that is harming the environment. Refuse any disposables, refuse plastic, refuse polythene. Refuse, do not accept, just refuse the use of such things. Then the next question arises, can we refuse everything? No. At some point of time we have to accept those things that are harming the environment. We are so dependent on plastic nowadays that we cannot refuse plastic all the time. So what can we do? Then we can do reduce. If we cannot refuse, we can at least find an alternative way. We can at least reduce the consumption of those things that are harming the environment. Reduce the consumption of plastic. Reduce the consumption of one-time use items. Even if after that waste is generated, what can we do? We can reuse the things. हम उसे फिर से यूज़ कर सकते हैं. Even after that, we can repurpose. Even if some amount of waste is remaining, we can recycle that. So it follows an order. Start with refuse, reduce, reuse, repurpose, then recycle, then treat it if it could be treated, then only dispose. So if you follow this order, the amount of waste generated will reach to its minimum. We will produce minimum waste, and minimum waste means minimum harm to the environment, maximum saving of energy. Now coming to the next topic, let's start with this. The first R, refuse. It is rightly said that there is enough for everybody's need but not everybody's greed. This was said by Mahatma Gandhi. So based on this only we have got the first principle, that is refuse principle. We should refuse buying those items that harms our environment. Refuse buying any item that is harming the environment. Do not buy products with unnecessary packaging. Refuse the use of polythene bags. Use paper bags instead. Just by change in our habit, we can refuse, at least to some extent. We go to market, ask the greengrocer to give us vegetable in a polythene bag. Can't we have our own jute bag? Yes, we can. We can carry our own jute bag and get the vegetable in that. Instead of asking milk from a dairy in a polythene, we can carry our own container. So this way we are doing what? We are refusing the acceptance, we are refusing the use of anything that is harming the environment. Fine. Coming to next, as I said, we cannot refuse everything. We are so into this now that somehow we use plastics and other items. So what can we do now? We can at least reduce. If we cannot refuse, we can at least reduce. We can reduce the consumption of natural resources by changing our habits. We have to think before purchasing. Buy only those things that is necessity. Do not buy unnecessary things because that creates waste. Buy durable products. Avoid using single use items, but once it is used, it becomes a waste. Use less amount of energy, use less energy consuming electronics, energy efficient LEDs, energy efficient electronic items. So refuse simply means that we should minimize our use of natural resources as far as possible. We should minimize our. Once it is minimized, obviously the amount of waste generated is going to be very less. As this statement goes, why to wrap a pallet with 100 feet of stretch wrap if 80 feet will do the job? So do not use things unnecessarily, because the more you will use the resources unnecessarily, recklessly, the more waste you are generating. The more is the wastage of energy, the more is the garbage produced, the more is the pollution created. So the next principle was reduce. Now, if we cannot reduce also, then we can move on to the next option. After refusing, after reducing, even if some amount is remaining, then what can we do? We can reuse. In this strategy, what is done? We should be encouraged to use things again and again instead of throwing them away. Instead of throwing something away, we should use that thing again and again, thus creating less garbage, less waste. One very good example is there, and that everyone will actually relate. Every household has that 2-liter plastic bottle of cold drink in their fridge filled with water. You must have observed. Now, this cold drink bottle, when it was purchased from the market, it was actually containing cold drink. The cold drink part was consumed, and then what happened? That very bottle is used to fill water and kept in refrigerator. What are you doing? You are simply reusing that thing. If you had thrown that bottle, plastic bottle, that would have become a waste. वो waste बन जाता. But instead of throwing, what you have done? You have simply reusing that thing. One more example. Mothers at home, they do what? If something is brought in a container, and once that thing is over, they reuse that container to put something else in that. Right? For example, tea leaves are bought in a container. Now the tea leaves are over. Now you will see that instead of that tea leaf, that container is having mirch powder. This is a common sight. What is this thing? This is simply reusing items. So we can simply reuse items. When we reuse things, there is less generation of waste. Then we should select reusable versions of one-time use products. Like we get those one-time use products. You will use it one time and then throw it away. Why to go for that? Why not to buy something that you can reuse again and again? Then reuse plastic or glass containers that originally contained food or other products. Then lastly, donate unwanted items to the charity, thrift store, relative, for someone else to use. So now this point is emphasizing that a waste for you might be something of great use to someone else. So instead of throwing something, rethink. एक बार सोचो. Just think of it. Might be this pair of shoes, this plastic pair of shoes is a waste for you, but might be this is of great use to a poor person. So instead of throwing something, just try to donate it to someone needy. Now this picture is showing you what? This picture is simply showing you that we can reuse the things. This was a plastic jar. This is glass jar. Originally something else was bought into that. Something else was there in it. But now you can see different kinds of pulses are placed here. What is being done here? This is simply reuse. Now, even after doing all these 3 steps, that is refusing, reducing, reusing, some amount of waste will always be there. For example, every time you are getting cold drink in a plastic bottle, you cannot fill bottle in all the bottles purchased and keep in your refrigerator. Some amount of cold drink bottle, that plastic bottle, will always be there with you. So what can we do? Same is the case with the other items also. You cannot reuse all the things. There is a limit to it. So what can we do? We can do one more thing. We can repurpose that. We can simply repurpose that. Now, what is this repurpose? Repurpose simply means using something again for a different purpose, with a bit of modification, with a bit of engineering. We use the same thing again for something else, for a different purpose. Again, I would like to take the example of that cold drink bottle only. You cannot keep water in cold drink bottle now because you have enough of that. But you can do one thing. You can make a pot out of that cold drink bottle. You can make a decorative piece out of that cold drink bottle. You can make a pen stand out of that. You can make some stationery item. So what are you doing? You are actually repurposing it. So this point emphasizes to repurpose scrap paper for taking notes. Repurpose metal cans, buckets for creative plant containers instead of getting new pots from the market. The broken plastic mugs, buckets that can be used for as pots at home. And this is in tradition nowadays. Instead of throwing away the old tires, you must have observed in restaurants and all that, the old tire is painted, decorated, and that's an excellent thing to sit on. That becomes a decorative piece. The steel drums can be used as a compost bin. Old clothes, they can be used as cleaning racks, patches. So here what are we doing? We are actually repurposing the things. We are reusing the things. But for what? We are reusing the things for a different purpose. With a bit of modification, with a bit of engineering, we are reusing the same thing for a different purpose. And the last point here, Amazon boxes these days, empty Amazon boxes, they can be used for a lot of other purposes. They can be used as a gift box, gift packing box. Now, just go through these pictures. See this one, this plastic bottle. If it were thrown, it would have been a waste. But instead of throwing it, we have made a feeding stand for birds out of this plastic bottle. Instead of throwing this can, we have made a small dustbin or paper container for this. Instead of throwing this plastic bottle, we have planted, we have used it as a pot. So we can reuse things. Instead of this throwing this waste cloth, we have made a foot mat out of it. So what are these pictures showing you? These pictures are simply showing you that we can repurpose things. Instead of generating waste, we can simply repurpose that. Now, the next thing is that even after so much of this recycle, reuse, reduce, refuse and everything, still some amount of waste is left. If still some amount of waste is left, what could be done to that? We can go for recycling. Recycling simply means the breaking down of the materials to its main component and producing something new out of that. For example, the broken plastic items at home, the broken jugs, the broken bucket, plastic toys, they can be collected and recycled into something new, some new plastic item. Paper can be recycled. The metal cans can be recycled. But recycling is going to be your last resort. The earlier steps, refuse, reduce, reuse, repurpose, is to be done first. Why recycling as the last resort? How is reuse better than recycle? Because recycling always involves some amount of energy investment. Some amount of energy is always invested here. It needs to be collected. Then in factories, energy is to be given to melt that plastic, to remold that, and then something new is formed. So why to do all these steps? Why not to reuse it first? Why not to repurpose it first? So recycling is going to be the last resort. Okay, I hope this is okay with you, all of you. That's it from my side. Thank you.